So we are discussing the causes of shamatha, and we are connecting the knowledge of causes of shamatha with the process of acquiring shamatha, because causes and effects cannot be actually separated. So as long as the shamatha has a worldly object, we are in the circle of causes and conditions. There cannot be shamatha with a worldly object without a circle, in Buddhism, a vicious circle of causes and conditions. I have already pointed out Sanskrit is a very subtle language, and it has very subtle expression. Among others, the expression for object is alambana. Alambana means yuan. Now, alambana actually means something we can hang our mind on. When we hang our mind on something, we are in the circle of causes and conditions. This is very important to understand. So, the causes and conditions we can only penetrate, we can only understand, we can only thoroughly know. Then we can be free. So, in Buddhism, the freedom is the penetration, thorough penetration of the nature of causality, the nature of dependent origination. This is very important to understand. So, when we have understood the nature of shamatha based on the object, eventually we can also understand that which transcends the object, the supermundane. Now we know that we practicing the Bodhisattva path, the Mahayana teachers speak about the supermundane of supermundane. Supermundane of supermundane is the non-dual approach. So, in the Mahayana tradition, we are practicing shamatha with this perspective. To avoid the duality between samsara and nirvana. Now, yesterday we have talked about the causes of shamatha in terms of the what we have called mistakes or obstacles that shamatha is to remove. When these obstacles are removed, we are in shamatha. When they are there, we are in the process of learning shamatha. We are cultivating the causes of shamatha. When we understand these causes of shamatha, we have penetrated shamatha. And when we have penetrated shamatha, the shamatha and wisdom can work together. As long as we have not penetrated these causes of shamatha, the shamatha and wisdom cannot work together. That means they can work together, but not really effectively. So that shamatha and wisdom can work together, according to the teachers of Mahayana, we have to attain what we have called the clarity and detachment, clarity and relaxation. Jin An. So, according to the teachers of Mahayana, the shamatha and vipassana can work together, and Mahayana especially emphasizes that shamatha and vipassana should work together. It can only happen when we have attained this state of relaxation and clarity. Now, how do we attain this state of relaxation and clarity? It can only happen when we have fully removed the first two obstacles we have mentioned. The obstacle of what we have translated as laziness, and the obstacle of non-mindfulness, sometimes translated as forgetting the instructions of the teachers. In Chinese, they translate this term as shi nian, shi to lose, shi nian. The Sanskrit has a very wonderful word which is mushita smrti. Mushita smrti from the root mush, which means steal. When mindfulness is stolen from us, we cannot combine concentration and wisdom. Only when the mindfulness is not stolen for us, when the mindfulness comes to clear expression, crystallizes fully, then it is possible. So, when we learn shamatha, we have to work hard on eliminating, extinguishing laziness and non-mindfulness, the stolen mindfulness. They are very much intimately connected together. Actually, these 5 obstacles that we have mentioned, laziness, stolen mindfulness, sinking of the mind, excitement of the mind, and unequal effort, they are intimate friends. Actually, you can say they sit at the same table. But still, there is a process. In the beginning, the laziness and non-mindfulness are the most prominent enemies. When they go into background, the sinking of the mind and the excitement of the mind come to the foreground. And when sinking and excitement of the mind come to the foreground, then the last obstacle, the unequal effort, can be abandoned. This is the process of learning shamatha. So from weakening the gross obstacles, we go on weakening the more subtle obstacles until we can eventually, in the state of one-pointedness of mind, remove the most subtle obstacle, which is the unequal effort in removing the tendency of mind to sink or the tendency of mind to excitement. So you can see the process of shamatha is a very subtle process, needs a very subtle mind, very subtle awareness. And the key to this process, finally, is the awareness. And awareness, in Chinese, Zhenzhi, in Sanskrit, Samprajanya, is actually the synonym of wisdom, of pragya. There is no wisdom without mind, without awareness. There is no awareness without wisdom. Now, the realized person stays always in a state of awareness. So, he can transgress the vicious circle of defilements, based basically on one thing, which is hanging on the object. We are hanging on the object, therefore we have defilement. And why we are hanging on the object? Because according to Buddhism, we have desire, we have thirst, we have greed. Because we have thirst, we have desire, we have greed, we are suffering. So, the more greed we have, the more we hang. But we cannot see it unless we have entered this process of appeasement of the mind. And how do we enter the process of appeasement of the mind? According to your text and according to the teachers of Mahayana, precisely by that which binds us, by desire. So the first obstacle to be removed, the laziness. The first antidote to laziness is desire. So, desire is the root. So, Buddha explains in the Agamas, Ahanjing, Chanda Mula Sabbe Dhamma. Very important saying, very important to understand. Chanda means desire, Mula means root, Sabbe means all, Dhamma means phenomena. So all the phenomena are rooted in desire. If there is no desire, no real existence of phenomena. Very important to understand. The existence of phenomena becomes real due to desire. This is very, very important to understand and to contemplate on. Chanda Mula Sabbe Dhamma, all phenomena rooted in desire. Now, the Agamas, in the teachings of the disciples, you will find two kinds of desire. They are mentioned also by the teachers of Mahayana. They are called Kama Chanda and Dharma Chanda. The yi and fa yi, the desire for satisfaction of sensual desires and the desire for Dharma. We start learning Dharma, we start learning the Shamatha, Vipassana, the Paramis, because we have desire. If we don't have desire, we cannot learn. This is very important to understand. So in Buddhism, the desire is a root of all wholesome and all unwholesome. When there is Dhamma Chanda, the desire for Dharma, it is the root of all the wholesome states of mind. Where there is a desire for satisfaction of the sensual desires, especially the intense desire, that is the root of all the unwholesome. This is how the Buddha explains. So, in cultivating the antidote, the desire comes first. Without desire, we won't enter into the process of meditation. Now, the cause of desire, what is the cause of Dharma desire? According to Buddhism, the cause of Dharma desire is the mental factor, which, according to the teachers of Abhidharma, no matter whether Theravada or Mahayana, is also the root of all the positive, wholesome states of mind. And that is called faith or conviction. In Buddhist sense, the faith means conviction. This is how the Abhidharma teachers explain. The faith should not be a blind faith. So the Theravada Abhidharma explain the faith as okapana. Okapana. The Shinken 叫做 okapana. Very interesting word. Avakalpana in Sanskrit. What means ava? Ava means down. And kalpana is from the Sanskrit root of kalp, which means arrange, fix, fabricate, put together. In other words, when we have faith, we have to put our mind together with conviction on the object of our faith. And what is according to the teachers of Buddhism, according to Abhidharma, what is the object of the faith? In the teaching of the Abhidharma, there are 8 objects of the faith, and they are slightly different in Mahayana, slightly different in Theravada. Only very slightly different, but this slight difference is of crucial importance. Of course, the first 3 objects of faith is Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. They represent nirvana. They represent the liberation. The real Sangha is a Sangha of the realized. Buddha is a teacher of the doctrine of realization. Dharma is the doctrine of realization. And the Sangha is the community of those who have realized. This is the explanation. So, when we have not realized, we are conventional Sangha. We are not the ultimate Sangha. But without the conventional Sangha, the ultimate Sangha also cannot prosper. Now, the other 3 objects of faith is past 5 aggregates, present 5 aggregates, and future 5 aggregates. The next object of faith is the dependent origination. We understand the connection of past, present, and future aggregates. We understand dependent origination. And dependent origination then becomes the object of our faith. And In Theravada, the last object of faith is the Shikshapada. Shikshapada means the teachings of the Buddha, which are the base of our understanding. Now, we are learning the teachings of the Mahayana, so the last object of the faith for those who practice the Mahayana path is the suchness, Ru, Ru, Ru. This is the difference. Very slight difference, but very important. According to Mahayana, the ultimate teaching of the Buddha is beyond speech, is beyond words, beyond concepts. And that is suchness. It doesn't mean we don't need to study the scriptures of the Buddha. On the contrary, but they only represent the conventional reality. Whatever can be written can only be a conventional reality. For those studying the Chinese philosophy, this is very clear principle. Tao ke Tao fei chang Tao. The Dharma that can be spoken is not the eternal Dharma. So this teaching gives mind incredible flexibility, but it has to be understood correctly. So this is why this great emphasis on understanding of the two truths, the worldly truth and the ultimate truth. So both the worldly truth and the ultimate truth, they must be the object of our faith. And ultimately, we should not differentiate between the two. And that is very difficult. For that, we have to turn to mind. So, in the teachings of the Mahayana, the ultimate object of Shamatha is the mind. Because we cannot hang anything on the mind. What we hang on the mind can only be a conventional truth. It can never be the ultimate truth. So This is how we finally come to the joining of the ultimate and the convention. So, for that, the Abhidharma Kosha defines the faith as a prema, which means love. We need to have a love of the Dharma to have faith. And the Abhidharma Kosha also, among others, defines the causes of shamatha as alpe ichata santushti. How to translate? Few desires, shaoyu, and contentment, xizhu, xi huan de xizhu. So, in order to learn shamatha, we need few desires and contentment. So then we can practice love to Dharma. So this is how we get the antidote to laziness. When we have desire for Dharma and faith, what will happen? The teachers of Mahayana call it vyayama. Vyayama means we can translate as effort. But vyayama also means a practice. Effort to practice. And what is effort to practice? Effort to practice is what supports all the positive mental states. Effort to practice is compared in Abhidharma to a pillar which supports the building of the whole Dham. If there is no effort, the whole Dham will collapse. So we have to start again building. This is how we, by effort to practice, we remove laziness. And when the effort to practice comes to clear expression, the result of this course will be what? Prashrabdhi. Clarity and relaxation. When the clarity and relaxation is there, we don't lose the mindfulness. When the clarity and when the clarity and relaxation is not there, our mindfulness will be stolen. When our mindfulness is stolen, all unwholesome states of mind will emerge, like shadows of all kinds of devils, vicious animals surging in our own mind. And they will bite. Why? Because when we practice shamatha, we are preventing the defilements to arise. But the defilements are still there. But when you defend the defilements to arise and then let them arise, then a lot will arise. Just like when you dam the water and you again let it go after a while, a lot of water will come. So this process of learning meditation of learning shamatha is explained by Mahayana teachers of the process of development of attention, development of tsuoyi manasikara. And we will talk about this aspect of shamatha in the next lesson. For now, let us stop here and do 20 minutes meditation. Oh, by the way, tomorrow is the questions and answers. So please try to think about what you have been learning and prepare some good questions so that all of us can benefit. I don't see any Chinese people, so maybe even no need to translate. Only one. Huh? The Chinese not interested in meditation. Only. Okay, so our friend from Singapore is. It is very difficult to translate, but she's making so much effort for one person only. The translating may be even more tiresome than the talking. So you have to be thankful for this translation for one person. Okay, so let us now meditate. May the merits we have gained spread to all beings so that myself and them together attain the Buddhahood. Thank you.